Well, when you go to visit your health professional, and you might have been seeing yours a bit lately with all of the health matters that we've been talking about around the region and around the country, you get asked a lot of questions, and you have to answer those questions. They're really important. But have you ever wondered about your health professional and their lives? What's made them tick? What brought them into the profession? And what are some of the things that they've had to overcome in their lives? Well, there's a new book that's out now that's looking at the world of women in medicine. And they've shared their stories, and one of them is a North Queenslander. The book is called Medicine Women. It's compiled and edited by Catherine Mora, and it features a chapter from Dr. Helena Rosengren, who's a local skincare specialist and has talked to us about skin cancer prevention on the program over quite a while now. And she's popped in this morning to have a chat to us, not about that very important health message, but to find out a bit more about this chapter that you've written in the book. Welcome back to the program, Dr. Helena Rosengren.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Michael.
I could say that we're, in a way, getting under the skin of you today, finding out more about you.
That's right.
Why did you want to share a bit of yourself, away from just your medical knowledge, in a book like this?
Well, when I was first asked to do it, I was very tempted to say, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm far too busy. Because it's something very different from what I've done before. I've never done any creative writing. I've done lots of writing, papers and research, etc. But then I guess I just would give it a go because it was an honour to be asked in the first place. And I thought, well, it's an important message to get out there that female professionals, women doctors and other health professionals are very real people, tick in the same way as anyone else, have faced the same problems as anyone else. So I thought, well, why won't I? We
certainly see a lot of women in the medical professionals across the board these days in the professions. But even so, there's still some valuable stories that women can share for other women in particular about the journey that they go on to get into these positions.
Without a doubt, this book is incredibly powerful and it will be worth anyone's read. I've heard lots of gentlemen read it too in the few short days that it's been out and giving it huge praise. But for women in particular, it may really help them overcome certain obstacles. Just that the stories themselves are short autobiographies. They're powerfully written, well-written, page-turners. So it'll get you wanting to get to the end of the story and read the next one afterwards. They're all very differently written. Some are letters to a younger self. Some are just storytelling. But true autobiographies, written from the heart, authentic, raw. In some cases, it's about personal tragedy, such as life-threatening illness on the part of the doctor or health professional, loss of a loved one, even child abuse and the effect that had, and rising up above that and still going on to, succeed and to do your best and to help others. I think anyone would find it an inspiring read.
What's that been like to share your personal story? As you say, you'd never done creative writing before, but if this is more than creative writing, this is something raw. This is something sharing a personal journey, things that maybe even people close to you didn't know about. How do you feel about it now that it's on the page?
That's absolutely true, Michael. Of course, all my friends know of my story, but I've never really shared the details, the raw details, with anyone before. Not even my younger brothers, who can't remember. And I sent the book out, the chapter out, to lots of friends and family to get their feedback. And, it was humbling to hear, oh my goodness, I didn't know this. I wept when I read that page. I didn't know that your family had gone through this, and the trauma that my mother had faced too. Of course, there's a lot left unsaid in the chapter, but as a result of writing it was actually a cathartic process. It's helped me look back and to heal and to realise other things and really to be grateful for life. And even though you may face huge tragedy, you don't actually know what the gifts wrapped up in them are until later.
And I said that at the beginning too, for a lot of us when we go to visit our doctors, our specialists, our health professionals, they're asking the questions. We feel we know a lot about them. I think it's lovely when it's turned a bit and we can find out more about those people who are caring for us, because you have fascinating stories. There's a lot that motivates someone to be a carer and to sort of look at health and keep people alive and well, all those sorts of things. I find that fascinating.
That's so true. And I think also through tragedy, hardship, roadblocks, we become better people. It really is those challenges that make us reflect and become better carers, more empathic for others. So there's huge value in trauma.
It's just a chapter in Medicine Women, Dr. Helena Rosengren. Is there more? Are you thinking maybe there's a full autobiography or a book in there somewhere?
Well, I have been asked, but at this time I'm stalling on that because I've got a lot of other projects underway. But it is something that I'm thinking of. There is.
Right. I can imagine there'd be more medical reports and things like that to write too.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
Always got to do, because you often join us and talk about the importance of staying out of the sun, being sun smart and aware here in North Queensland. And I note as well that even today, talking about what is a glorious day, there's still a high UV alert between 9:30 and 3 this afternoon.
That's absolutely true, Michael. Thank you so much.
We always have to include the message with you. And as you say, it doesn't take long to cause that damage. But it just shows how busy you are, that you found the time to write this. And as you say, this book is well worth a read for all the other stories. Was there a nice feeling of solidarity with the other women that, instead of your story being on its own, you could, share with all these other women who've told their stories?
Absolutely. Every story touched my heart because everyone has just been so honest and authentic, and you realise really we all go through the same struggles. We're all the same. Well, they may not be the identical struggles, obviously, but we all go through struggles, and we all have prejudice in one way or another to face. That was one of the things that came through quite strongly in some of the chapters too, the prejudice that some of these ladies had to face in choosing their career paths. I think it's particularly strong for those women who choose to become doctor specialists. Such as we had authors that were paediatricians, obstetric and gynecology specialists. There was an intensivist, a brain surgeon. So very powerful professions that take a lot of study, dedication, long hours, being on call at night for decades after qualifying. So a huge undertaking. And of course, those professions are male dominated. At this time in 2021, most of the specialists you see there are men and not women. But women trying to forge a pathway in those lines of work are faced with prejudice. So their mentors and their trainers are men who are subtly saying, look, you should be at home looking after children. Why are your children growing up without you?
Still in 2021.
Absolutely. So it's good to shine a light on that, because really it's time we had more equality. And I love the male professionals too, of course, but it's good to have more women in these positions also, because of the extra care and empathy that they bring.
Well, we wish you all the very best with your chapter in the book, Medicine Women, compiled and edited by Catherine Moore. It features the stories of women in medicine and is available both online and in some stores. It is lovely to talk to you this morning, Dr. Helena Rosengren. Thanks for being a part of the show, and we're no doubt as the weather is starting to warm up later in the year, we'll have you back on with some of those really important skin cancer and sun smart messages.
That would be wonderful. Thanks so much, Michael.
That is Dr. Helena Rosengren joining us today. She is from Skin Repair Skin Cancer Clinic, the managing director, talking about her journey as a medical professional in the book Medicine Women.